in the MILUIM, and we're getting towards the end of the MILUIM a little bit. Let's see, where am I? Oh, here we go. And this is the Man Chatzos Halayla. So this is different siman. We got the siman Chas. When is Chatzos Halayla? Now I know what Rabbi Nachman says about that. I think he says it's 2 hours. The way I understand it, 2 hours on either side of the of what we consider to be actual midnight. That's what I thought. So I have a little trouble piecing all these words together. So let's say Matzinacha become a shita bepesuka de bekubalim bein emisai who's the man chatzos halayla. V'divarim achas la'achas. So then we'll just bring them one by one. So he says a shita rishona. The first way to look at it is the man chatzos who shneim esrei Shabbos, it's 12 equal hours. La'achar chatzos hayom. Whenever it was midday, to count 12 hours, and that's going to be chatzos halayla. The Gemara and Reish Brachos and Mokach shows it like this: chatzos halayla hu b'pechetzach halayla mamish. It's really split the night in two, and that's where it is. Shu chetzach hazaman shemitz hazaman. This is from half of the time. From the time which is called Seitza Kochovim ad Alos Shachar. So this is really the whole dark period. Shezechat v'yotzer shtayim esrei shavos, because this comes out to be 12 equal hours la'achar chatzos hayom, after midday. V'zechat k'fi Shaar shuvich hazmanim. So this is according to the rest of those who calculate times. B'chaim alon shemachashvim. Lefi Shaar Zamanios. Now that screwed me a little bit. He's carrying it according to Shaar Zamanios. So therefore, that's how you make it even. So let's go on and understand what the rest of it is. V'deya zera b'ki das rov minyan ubinyan shal poskim ha'achronim. So most of the latter day poskim, and he says. So he says Shulchan Aruch Harav and Orach Chaim. He says and he says where else? He says the Kaf HaChaim. Okay, so he says these different people. The Kachi Das of RASHASH. Also, the RASHASH calls it that you're going to figure it out. It's half of the night, but according to I think they're saying Shaar Zamanios. Now I didn't really follow that 100%. Why? Because I think there was a contradiction in the language. And once if it says equal hours, 12 straight hours. And at the end it says, well, there are hours of manios. So, okay, so that's that shita, I guess. Shita shnia. Here's another way of looking at it. He says, Zaman chatzos, whose shisha shaus shavos is 6 whole hours, equal hours, after the beginning of the night. Now, the question is, what does he call hours? So, Das Kamba Poskim, Kobalim, and Sharitzion, he says, the Magen Avraham, he says, what else was Eliyahu Zuta? So, that's not it. It says, in Alaguti Moran, the Zman Chatzos Alaylo, Hula Olam, Shisha Shaus Shavos, which is Seitza Kochovim. So it seems to me that they're using the same. I don't know what he means by the phrase Shaus Shavos. So, and what he means by that. So let's look and see. He has another little aleph on this. What's the real Shaar Hakavanot Rav Rizal in our Drush? Drush Alayla. Shekasa v'zel d'shona v'tzarav his daris b'kol yecholto. L'kum b'chatzis alayla mamish. V'im ku b'layla akayit v'tzarav. So let's say you talk about summertime, and the night is very short. Av im kam v'talasach v'karv la'amad shachar. He says, let's say you get up near the time of amad shachar, very close to morning. Al tachosh la'asa v'torah. So don't. I guess tachosh means go ahead and learn Torah. Don't let it hold you back. Raksha ta'asa seder b'pekirach in Yizkor, but you should do the morning that you do at Tikva Chatzos. V'achrei kain im yishar zaman, and then after that, if there's still more time, ta'asa b'Torah, so then they should learn. Hakan Lashono. Harish Zavir Leresh Zaman Chatzos Chavik B'Shesh Shalos. So here he's only that it's at the time of midnight is after 6 hours. So you keep using the same phrase. So this let's see what he means. In other words, once the nighttime starts, which is very short, you count 6 hours, and I guess he's figuring in a place where it's 6 hours. You get very close to daytime, and it's not nighttime anymore. Deem lo came, because if you don't say B'lama Neka B'Leilos Hakayitz, why does he talk about that, where the hours change? Yomer Satam She'im Ne'enis Adam, so the person can't do it for whatever reason. Below Kam B'chatzas V'kam Karov L'Yom. It sounds like this is psak in here. Let's read again. Yomer Stam She'im Ne'enis Adam Below Kam B'chatzas V'kam Karov L'Yom. She asks a Seder, you go ahead and do it anyway. And the reason for that is because they're saying this din has to go with summertime. So summertime when the night is short. And since you have to actually count the 6 hours, it's not in the middle of the 6 hours of the night, it's actually 6 hours. They're going to put you right towards morning. The showers, there won't be any time to learn Torah over there. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so there we saw that. We'll be doing here. We spend a little more time, so let's look a little bit more. The Chora. So he says, Lashita Zu, according to this Shita, so those the people live in the northern hemisphere, or the very southern hemisphere, like maybe South Africa or Argentina. They can have times when the lights are very, very short. That's like in the summertime, by Rabbi Memran said, and Gateshead. He said, shall gimel showers of Kedonia, so they could be like only 3 hours. Azai b'leilos elu, ein klal shas chatzos b'layla. There is no shas chatzos b'layla. B'hi efshalom b'pechem tikun chatzos, and therefore you can't say tikun chatzos if you're living up in, I guess, Lithuania, Russia. I don't know. They're very dark at in the wintertime. Sweden, places like that. Number bet down below says, the Zecha B'Tei Maloma, so this is really something to wonder about. So we're saying that the night, since the night borrows from the day, therefore you could, this is a principle he's telling me, I think. He says that actually you could go into the daytime because the day will lend some to the night. And so therefore, in those places, you're 7 o'clock in the morning, it's just starting to get light, or I don't know how you figure it, but whatever it is, it's going to be very short. Okay, let's go on a little bit more. He says, Achei, Mavur b'mogen Avraham, the call is Amar Rak Klape Amesai He Shas Ha'es Ratzon Shachatzot Salayla. The whole thing is this: is that in the middle of the night is the Eitz Ratzon. The Indian calls Shachachuvi Zamani Chebachayom. But now, what does this mean? All the other people who calculate times during the day, we're always talking about Shao Zamanios, so that would mean an hour which is much, much less in the nighttime. Look at Moshe Pesach Ramah Shom over there. That's actually how it comes out. So he says, it really goes according to what the Zohar says. He said, so how could that be? We call who ben yud be shaul shavos. So this is the meaning of that phrase shaul shavos. So they borrow from each other. This is how he looks at it, or the way he describes it. So when the day is short, so you'll stretch out the days, and this is the way he's explaining it, stretch out the days and borrow from the night. So that we'll see that sometimes at nighttime it really could go along with the day, depending on how you're doing the counting. Seems like a little bit, I just like Shao Zamanio, so I can understand that. So this is what it is. This is the idea of Zamani, I think it is, Shao Zamanios. Who lovach of Shao Mechayom beofen shechedek hayom shaychos l'layla. And that's really that's really different than Shao Zamanios. Shao Zamanios is the only 10 hours of daylight or of nighttime. Let's say nighttime. Because when we get to that side, it's still going to be divided into 12. So that you would have a way of doing that. Now he likes this language, the Pirush likes this language. I guess that's where maybe how it comes out. So here we go. That's it. So we're going to stop right there, and just working with the local language. Kol tov.